what it seems. They tell me don't get caught up dreaming. Live inside reality, bro. Go and chase your dream. Been crucified, been strung on bed, done did a bid, murder ones, ducking beams. All these voices in my head make me want scream. Shut the fuck up. Crossed out by my niggas, so my trust.
What's good, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Culture Shift. I'm your host, Juice. Got my bro G with me. You doing all right today, G?
Sir, how about yourself?
Yep. Like I was telling you before we started, man, hoping my Bucks pull off an upset. But Keith ain't in this time, y'all. You know, Daddy do this. He a new father, so we just wishing him luck with that. We'll hopefully catch him on the next go-round. And G, obviously, breaking news came today. The Saints, they fired Dennis Allen. And I believe this is the second coach that done got fired this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, follow first.
Yeah. So, I mean, I will say I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see Dennis Allen being fired. They haven't looked good. They started off hot, and they kind of been on a tailspin. But I think them losing to Carolina was just clearly that was it, because for one, they the Panthers don't even know what the hell they got going on over there. You know, with the quarterback situation, benching Bryce, going to Andy Dalton, coming back to Bryce. And like I was telling you though, G, when we was texting about it, man, Dennis Allen, he haven't really been that good. I think he did have some talent there, that, you know, a lot of veteran pieces there. And now you kind of seeing almost like with John Gruden, you know, when he inherited a team that Tony Dungy had. He took him to the Super Bowl, and you saw what he was able to do once a lot of those players started leaving. You know, when he was building his own team, you saw how we wasn't really that good. And I think now we're seeing, you know, with Dennis Allen, after 3 years, you know, a lot of those pieces that he had, they're gone. Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, even on the defensive side. So, but that situation there is not good. I mean, the cap situation is horrible. So I assume that they'll probably be sellers when it comes to the trade deadline. Because I even heard the Chiefs possibly trying to trade for Marshawn Lattimore. But what you think about that? What you think about that firing?
I mean, just like you said, losing to the Panthers can't help because they're a dumpster fire themselves. I think they're trying to find a way to get the number one pick. But like you said, I mean, Allen, he didn't really seem to have a grasp on that team. I mean, after Sean Payton left and all, and him coming in as a defensive coach, it just like they were a good defense, but they were never like over the top, and he never really put together like a strong offense. So it was kind of like if Kamara and Hill didn't kind of save you, you were just like a middle of the road kind of offense. And I mean, it doesn't help that Olave, you know, got the concussion that he got.
And can I say something about that real quick? That he's starting to scare me.
Yeah.
Because that's his second one this year and 4 since he's been in the league. He's starting to get up there. He's starting to be like Tua.
Yeah.
He's starting to get to that territory. I don't know if he had. How many has Tua had? 6?
It's up there. I can't remember the exact number. But
man, Chris Olave getting there. It seemed like every time he get hit. Now, I will say that hit was pretty tough. And Derek Carr, I don't know what the hell he was thinking throwing him into that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he getting up there, though. I'm starting to get worried about him. I ain't mean to cut you off, though. I just kind of wanted to throw that in.
No. And, I mean, just to speak on that, I was talking with my dad about it yesterday. He was like, you know, that didn't look like a hit that would really cause a concussion. But like I was telling him, it was like his second one in like the last 3 or 4 weeks. And, you know, like they say, most concussions, you don't recover from them at least for about at least a month or so just to start getting, you know, that soft tissue, you know, repairment in your brain. So for him, it probably just, even damaged it even worse than what it was already becoming. So, I mean, yeah, it's like you said. I mean, prayers up for him, and hopefully he, sits out the amount of game he really needs to sit out to get himself back together. And
yeah, I hope he come back for that for sure.
And Saints just, like I said, just seem like a real dumpster fire right now. And yeah, I think the Chiefs are really just playing on the fact that they know the Saints are, strapped for salary. So making a play for Lattimore is, just like, hey, we got what you really need to come out of this dumpster fire. So what you want to deal. And I don't know. I mean, I think, for him, he just never really got the offense going. So it was like, what are we going to do? And now they're really in a what are we going to do stage.
Yeah, because like I said, that situation bad.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know who they can consider. Because that situation is bad. Like, they have no salary cap. It's horrible.
It's probably going to be kind of like Houston when they were going in between their coaches and they just brought in the guy from Baltimore. I can't even think of his name. But they brought him in and
for that 1 year.
For that 1 year,
I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about. I know
So
you're talking about that lame
like,
duck. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I feel like that's what they may do to some coach that's just eager to get a coaching job, and he'll take the position and then flame out. They'll end up getting a good draft pick, and then they'll see what they can do about, riding the ship going forward.
Well, I guess we'll see what happened with that. Is it somebody else who you feel like should be fired right now that hasn't been fired, that's still holding on to their job?
It's crazy because I look at McCarthy, Peterson, Eberflus, and Dable. It's like they're on the clock. And out of those 4, I'm leaning more toward Peterson because I know, it's probably at rope's end for them. But in all honesty, I think it's gonna be Eberflus.
That was my pick too, G.
Because I think they flirted with that idea for so long. They brought in Caleb Williams thinking, oh, well, this is gonna change our fortune. And it's looked decent. I won't say it's looked better because yesterday was a travesty in my opinion, the way they lost. So
horrible.
I think at some point with him, like, not getting any offense, even with this souped up offense that, people think because of the talent that he brought in, I just think at some point they're going to be like, well, we need to go ahead and start looking for our offensive coach, because if we don't do it now, other teams are going to pick up before we even get the chance to interview the person we really want.
I don't understand why they didn't do it last year.
Yeah.
This shit ridiculous, man. That. And then I was saying, I saw this clip. It was of DJ Moore right when Caleb Williams got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Moore, when Caleb Williams was limping back to the field and DJ Moore was walking by him, he kind of shoulder checked him a little bit. So they was talking about do you think DJ Moore be traded or whatever? But yeah, I'm with you. Shockingly, I wouldn't say the Giants coach, Dable.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know why. I don't know why I feel that way. I just feel like he's a little bit more secure than I would say a Eberflus. I'm not saying that he couldn't be fired, but like I said, I just don't know why. Dable wasn't somebody that I thought about when I was thinking about these coach fires. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. I just think that's an all around fucked up situation over there too. Because again, you know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna say. They over there watching Barkley in the division, doing what he doing. G, it is ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, it ain't gonna sit well with with fans. So I mean, I get it.
And they and y'all sitting over there with Daniel Jones, the person that y'all picked. But yeah, I'm with you on Eberflus though, the Bears coach, man. He just I don't know what's going on over there. They got too much talent. Because just like the conversation we had last week with the Commanders when we was talking about Jay Daniel and Caleb Williams. Jay Daniel's team is not better. Oh. His team is not better. On the skill positions. Yeah. Caleb Williams got everything he need, from the running back to the receivers to the tight end.
Yeah.
With the good defense to back you up.
Yeah, I agree.
It's ridiculous with that. So that goes straight to coaching and culture. Because the Commanders flipped that culture in a year. It's crazy what they doing over there in Washington. This gonna kind of lead on to the next one. We talking about this Colts and Vikings game, and after watching Joe Flacco, was it smart to sit Anthony Richardson? And I guess it kind of goes a little deeper with the development of these quarterbacks, and for me. I believe, to be truthful, I believe it was right for them to bench Anthony Richardson. And it wasn't more so because I felt like Joe Flacco is better, because I don't think that. But what I do think is that, for one, Joe is a veteran. He has experience. He's a Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl MVP. And I think for now, you kind of saving Anthony Richardson from himself, because he's playing reckless. Like, when I watch him play, he plays very reckless. He gets hurt all the time. Y'all clearly don't even trust him to throw the football, because you don't give him that many passing plays. And when you do, it's nothing really downfield. And unless he just throws it downfield, and it's normally far past the player. I mean, you done seen it. You see the talent, though, because he done hit Pierce a few times deep. Yeah. But it's just the consistency with it. And again, he just reckless. It's like he don't know how to control, I guess, his body or whatever the case may be. I don't really know how to explain it, but he just seemed like he needs to kind of find a way to kind of calm himself. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Kind of calm himself when he out there on the field, because it feels like he be in fast motion all the time. So now the offense does look different. Just because, for one, I see with JT, he doesn't have those running lanes that he kind of did. I don't think it's gonna last like that all the time, but I think that with the threat of Anthony Richardson using his legs, I think that kind of helped JT. But knowing that Joe Flacco's in, he not running. So, but again, I think for him, he's young. In a lot of teams, they need to start doing it. If you put a quarterback in and you want to start him, and he starts off like CJ Stroud and he's good from the start, cool. But everybody's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not gonna be able to take off that way. And something that I always say, you treat everybody fair, but not the same. So the same with these quarterbacks. All of them are not the same. Everyone, just because one person started right out the gate, that don't mean that the next person is going to be able to do that. So I think just got to find, and again, I don't think it's the coaches. I honestly don't. I think it's the owners. I think it's the owners who don't really have the patience to wait. And they don't want nothing hurting their bottom line. So, but I think it's a lot of, not just quarterbacks, but just players in general, I think got thrown in the fire, who could have had good careers, but wasn't able to because of the situation they was put in.
Now, I'll go on the opposite of you, not to be contrary, but just because I've been listening to people speak on this all week, and I did agree with one point, though, that I heard. So, we know Flacco, like you say, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and what he did with Cleveland last year, says a lot, because it's possible. But if you also look at that, if you're the coach, are you really making a deep playoff run with Joe Flacco? with Joe Flacco. I mean,
Mm-mm.
and if
Probably
you're
not.
not, then what you're saying is because they've come out and said like they're not giving up on Anthony Richardson, so it's like he's still their future. So I would say to that, you've already put him in the fire. You've already kind of exposed him to, how fast the game is, as you said, and, what he needs to pick up on to actually be better. Because you have Joe Flacco in the building, so I'm sure he's getting the mentorship that he really needs from that side of it. And you have a quarterback developer like Shane Steichen, who pretty much made Jalen Hurts into the quarterback that he is. So it's kind of like, okay, this is what you have in Anthony Richardson. You put him back out there. You say, I'm giving you the keys to do what you do best. But then I'm going to bring you back into not hurting yourself because, like you say, he does put himself in harm's way a lot. And you have to kind of reel in the those wild plays that he want to make and just start making him make, the right play. So I think what you're doing though in this case of letting Flacco start is okay, we're keeping the team positive that we're gonna try to win games. We as the organization, maybe the GM, maybe the head coach is saying, hey, jobs on the line, so we need to win games. But at the same time, if you're not gonna go a deep playoff run or Super Bowl, you pretty much are saying we're going to get a bad draft pick next year. So we're now going to have to really develop him next year from scratch because he sat all of this year, probably some reading the newspapers, what people saying about him, and you don't know what it's doing for him psychologically because he's still a young quarterback. He even started only 13 games at Florida. So you're talking about now trying to make him mature into a real quarterback while sitting there watching his team maybe have success without him. And then that might draw a negative imprint on him as well. So like I said, it is a tough situation to be in, especially as the coach and the owner may not even be on the same page. And you got the GM who's sitting in between just saying, well, I'm honest to my owner because he's the one brought me in, but I'm honest to this head coach because I'm the one brought him in. So where does that fine line draw between we need to develop this quarterback, whereas somebody like you said, the owner might be saying we need to play him because we got to make this contract work while it's cheap, which is crazy.
I think the owner should listen to the coach or the people the football people that he implored. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the point. You got the financial side, you got the football side, and like I said, and I get what you're saying, but it's just more so when I'm looking at it again, everybody not the same. Like look at Josh Rosen. We don't know what the hell he would have been in this league.
Yeah.
The man, they drafted the man high. He wasn't number 1 overall, if I'm not mistaken. He was probably, I know he was top 10.
Like 10, yeah.
But you gave the man 1 year. And as soon as you saw something that you felt was better, you jumped at it. Now, we don't know what Josh Rosen would have did or what he would have been.
Yeah.
But as you can see, you see what happened. The man ain't pick up nowhere else. So it's like, damn. It's like you just give up too quick, and a lot of these coaches, they just want to be head coaches. You don't have a lot of Bill Belichick's or Kyle Shanahan's or Andy Reid's who got that cachet to where it's like, listen, this is what we need, this is how we should do it, whatever the case may be. A lot of people, man, they just trying to get the goddamn head coaching job.
Yeah.
They gonna whatever you tell me to do, that's what we're gonna do. It with minimal pushback. Yeah. So, I get you, but I just think with Anthony Richardson, he just it's just the way he was looking. I mean, it was just horrible. It just looked bad. You know what I'm saying? And I get it because last year he did have that injury. So he really didn't play that much last year. So I get that he don't have that much under his belt. So I kind of understand the, allowing him to play, learn from it, and and hope he get better. But I just think it's so hard to weigh it because just like what's going over there in Chicago, you got people that's on there that don't want to lose. You know what I'm saying? That ain't trying to go through that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's so hard to balance that because now you might lose the locker room, you might lose certain players. Now players don't want to play. Look what's going over there with New York. The Jets defense was not that bad the start of the season, G.
Yeah.
They look like they don't even want to play no more. I'm talking about, and these the same players.
Yeah,
and then you went and added a Hassan Reddick. So, they did lose somebody. I forgot his name in free agency, but it's just, but more so, this is the same defense. They started off, I don't want to say hot, but they was good the beginning of the year. But now they just look like they don't even want to play. So, I guess, just balancing all of that. But like I said, I just go back to how Anthony Richardson was looking. I don't think he was. I just think they needed to sit him down, just like Bryce Young. It was looking horrible. They just needed to sit down for a minute, kind of reset a little bit, get their mind right, and then let's go try it again. Same shit that I do, G. When I play these games, these football games, these basketball games, fighting games, I keep getting my ass whooped over and over. So you know what I tell myself? Let me get out the game for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, come back, reset. And get what? I be good to go.
No, good.
I'm on their ass. All right. Oh, man. Cowboys, Falcons. And I think we're going to spend less time really talking about that game and more so just speaking about the Cowboys in general. This is why I said I wouldn't have paid Dak that money, G. This is why. Now he hurt with a hamstring. And they slick. They so slick. Because when he was out, they showed his damn thumb bleeding and stuff. And then all of a sudden at the end of the game, it's his hamstring.
Yeah.
G, this some bullshit. This some bullshit, G. CD Lamb is over there about to kill himself because he the only person. He the only motherfucker. And it's so bad that he knows he's the only person. He knows that they have absolutely no chance. That even when his shoulders hurting bad, he's still going out there trying to do something, G. Still trying to dive for touchdowns.
I mean, okay. So, like you said, it's less about the game. It's just more so about the culture that the Cowboys got going on right now. I mean, it's like you said, you got some players who probably are already thinking about vacation, and you got arguably your best player in CD Lamb who's like giving it all, even when it's in a null and void effort. Now on the Dak thing, I mean, we can still go back and forth on it. I mean, it's still like just one of those. That. It's still one of them dead things, like where.
Can I clarify something? Yeah. If you don't mind. So I'm not necessarily speaking on the money and saying that he didn't deserve to be paid.
Yeah.
But G, your team has made no changes whatsoever. Hey man, take such and such. Please go upgrade such and such. Go get somebody to put with CD.
But is that on Dak? But is that on Dak or is that on Jerry Jones being the GM?
I'm with you. It's on Jerry Jones being the GM. But what I'm saying is, do you care about winning or you don't? Because G, if it's me, and this is some real shit, if it's me, I'm saying, like, at this point, G, I'm saying I'm going to the owner and I'm saying, look, I need fucking help. Can you get somebody else? Can you do something? They did nothing. They upgraded nothing. No coaches, no positional players, nothing. So I'm supposed to be I'm supposed to be just cool with that. And that's what it seemed like, G. It seemed like Dak is okay with just getting his money and letting the rest just play out.
Well, all right. So, I mean, that might be a second argument to be had, or whether or not he should have taken less money to receive more help. But at the same time, just because he decided to take less money, who's to say that Jerry Jones was going to go out there and make any
I'm with you.
valid moves to
I'm
get
with you.
him what you want? So
I'm with you. Now I don't know if this allowed, but maybe they could have. Maybe that could have said, "Hey," and put this in the contract. Like I said, I don't know if it's allowed based on the CBA rules and all that, but maybe something like, "Listen, I take a haircut. Use this money to try to go get somebody." Because I thought about something. G, we was thinking about not Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry. Saquon Barkley was out there too before the Eagles signed him.
Yeah, but Jerry Jones made up in his mind he wasn't going to go out and get those. Remember, he said it on the last show. He was like, if we would have gotten Derrick Henry, which they obviously could have gotten because it didn't cost that much, but he wouldn't have fit into their scheme. So that's kind of Jerry just
now
taking
I
a
understand
shot.
that you possibly would have had to change how you do your offense, but
Why?
I would have did that.
Yeah, but I mean that's taking a shot at Mike McCarthy saying that your offense is not. That's pretty much what that's saying. That's a shot at Mike McCarthy.
Yeah,
like saying, well, you calling offense. It don't matter who we put in there; it's gonna still suck. So
I got you.
Yeah, but
so maybe that's why he ain't went and made no moves because he know it don't matter what he do. He got Mike McCarthy as his head coach.
I mean I think that's what is starting to boil to coming to a head. So that's why, to me, it's a complete lack of just an organization because you got your owner who's also the GM who's undermining your coach. And on top of that, with the whole Zeke thing, like that became the biggest news going into the game was like Zeke wasn't going to make the trip.
And that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, because of him missing practices and meetings. And then it's like, well, to that point, Zeke has already been doing this, even when Zeke was the star player. So therefore,
and it was
what you've done, you've allowed it to be cooled in, so it's going to be cool now, even though he's not even close to being the player that he was. So to me, it's like I said, it's complete lack of just an organization. I mean, I don't even think changes at the quarterback or the head coach is gonna make any headway. You really can't do anything with Zach's contract because nobody's touching that right now. You can't do anything with CeeDee Lamb because nobody's touching that. So I mean, the only thing you're really looking at is first you're gonna get rid of your head coach, which is probably obvious, and then you're gonna have to. You're probably going to sell out. I mean, I heard somebody say they selling off Deron Bland would probably get you the most value as far as if you're going to become a seller right now. But you're definitely not going to become a buyer because, I mean,
it ain't no move you can make that's going to push you over to do nothing.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like for me, it's just they've shown you that right now they are just not a good football team. And so this season is just going to be tanked. You might as well figure out what you're going to start doing as far as next year goes. And I mean, of course, but I mean, and to make that point though, even if you do bring in a head coach, who are you bringing in that's really going to make any change? I mean, I know the hot name is going to be Ben Johnson, but why would he want to go to that?
Yeah, he ain't going to have no control.
Yeah, it's like, why would I want that to be my first head coaching job?
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know who wants to be Jerry's puppet right now. And, I don't know.
And just to speak on that, I don't think Ben Johnson, if because right now, what we looking at, Cowboys and Saints, that's probably it. Well, Saints mostly, Cowboys, but if Cowboys, if Mike McCarthy get fired. If those two are the only positions that's open, that's available, when the offseason comes, I don't think Ben Johnson take either one of those. I think he stay right where he at.
What about the Jets?
I forgot about the interim. Okay, that might be enticing. Maybe.
maybe.
But even with that, you know you
It's
ain't finna
hard.
have Aaron
It's
Rodgers
hard to
long.
want to go to the GM. It's hard to want to go to that organization as well because it's kind of almost
Yep.
just a step down from the Cowboys. So.
Yep. So if I'm Ben Johnson, I'm sitting tight. I'm waiting for the right opportunity.
Yeah. It's no need to rush that. I mean, maybe the Giants come open. Maybe that's something you're interested in, but I don't know.
Or Chicago, but even Chicago, I'll be scared because Ryan Pace seemed he seemed good, but then he seemed incompetent.
Yeah.
Because he's done good things, making moves.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Roquan Smith thing, but at least they found replacements, so it was pretty good. But he's been making good moves. It's just the head coach, man. It's like he's trying to force it. Let me put all these damn good players over here and hopes you can do something. But Lions Packers, man, Lions is out here smashing everything. And I'm just so glad that one loss. Every time I think about it, when they win, and I think about that one loss they got, I have to hold my heart because we got on that ass. We got on that ass. But I digress. But on a serious note, they look damn good once again. Division game, bad weather. But I will say this. I more so feel like that game was because of the Packers. And not to discredit what the Lions did, because they handled their business. But we all know the Packers are a young team, offensively and defensively. And I feel like they haven't been in enough of those types of situations in those types of games. But Jordan Love, too. He's thrown the interception in every game, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know if it's the injury that's still affecting him. I don't really know. But the Packers, they look good. But it's just something there that's kind of those wins masking it. I would say that. The wins that they have is masking that. What I was just talking about as far as them being a young team. But I think that the Lions are for real, though. I think that, man, at this point, I think they can win a Super Bowl. I really think that they can win a Super Bowl. I damn near think and feel like they the best team in the NFC right now. Point blank.
Yeah,
Long as Goff don't fuck it up. I had to throw that in there, G.
I knew that was coming.
I had to throw that in.
And Keith ain't here to defend his team.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna give him some kind of defense on it. I think Goff is playing the kind of game that, like he didn't really have to do much else. So it's kind of like the Lions, with the weather being the way it was, I didn't expect them to really try to come out and put on this offensive show. So they did what they had to do was just enough. And like you said, I think the Packers were kind of defeating themselves because once they got behind, they couldn't really get any footing into making plays or whatnot. And the Lions would just steady rolling on, even though they weren't just dropping the hammer on them or anything. They were just keeping them like keeping them away, like they couldn't get close enough to them or whatnot. And to me, I think they're going to be good, especially if that defense can play the way that they play. And couple that with, like you said, Love has been turnover prone. And I just think yesterday was one of those games where they were better served to play Malik Willis. And knowing that they have the bye coming up, they should have just kind of let Willis, especially with the conditions being the way they were, just let Willis go out there and probably just run around. I mean, it's basically what he does in those games. He runs around, but he controls the clock, and he probably would have gave you the best chance at least of staying close because, Love could barely move. And it was just like they weren't going to be able to put on any kind of offense with the way that he was. So, it's like you said, the Lions right now look like the best team in the NFC. I would think that they still have some pretty tough games coming up. So we'll see if anything changes. If Green Bay gets healthy, if
We gonna
Minnesota
see.
if Minnesota is what they're showing to be. So we'll see. I mean, but right now I give them I think they are making that leap. And if they can keep the defense playing at a top notch level, then give them they do.
So I really wish Keith was here because I know he gonna love this. The Ravens played the Broncos yesterday, and the game it started off kind of scary for me. I'm like, man, what you finna do, Lamar? But they ended up smashing them. But as far as this MVP talk, G, we got Goff, Lamar, Allen, and then everybody else. But I'm gonna say this, G, Lamar has been my MVP pick since probably week 4, 3, 4. He basically been my MVP pick all year. I did not think about Josh Allen as an MVP pick until you mentioned it last week. And the more I think about it, and the more just the circumstances, G, everything around it. The fact that Allen has only thrown 2 fucking interceptions this year. And those 2 interceptions that he threw wasn't even his fault. The one he threw that yesterday that Keon Coleman should have caught.
Yeah.
Wasn't even his. So it's like he playing so different. And now it's making me feel like he was doing a lot of those turnovers was forced because maybe he was trying to keep somebody happy.
Yeah.
Now that he playing free, he not thinking or worrying about nothing. Even with him getting Cooper, he playing so efficient, G. So it's like I'm so to the point where I really it's like Allen really up there. He getting to a point where it's like, damn, I really feel like he could be, because he don't have a Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying? They just traded for Cooper, and Cooper he hasn't done much since he got there.
Yeah.
He's still catching on, obviously. So it's like Allen really don't have those weapons that he has, and for him to be winning and to not have all of those turnovers, he looks like a completely different quarterback than he did last year. Completely different. And I know I said the same for Lamar. Lamar's still my MVP, but again, Lamar do got Derek, but it's just Allen. Just man, the lack of star power that he has, but with only 2 turnovers, it's just crazy for me. Goff's still third, but but Lamar and Allen, man, they definitely up there, G, for sure. And Barkley, after the performance from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He up there. He up there in the MVP talk, G. That man is up there in the MVP talk. He got to be up there.
Yeah.
He got to be in the MVP discussion, G.
He is. I think he is. But with Hurts, he's probably gonna be vulturing a bunch of those touchdowns.
Yeah, man. Steve stealing, bro. If I was Barkley, G, I'd be talking shit to him. Why the fuck you keep getting all of the touchdowns every time we get to the goal line? Just because that shit easy? You can't run the ball sometime? God damn, give me a chance.
That's why you got to score from the 20 out.
Exactly. Gee, I got to hit home run.
I mean, you still give him his credit, but
yeah.
But I mean, as far as the Goff, Allen, and Lamar situation goes, I'll say Lamar put himself back into a good place yesterday because he had a perfect passer record, and he has 4 in his 86 career start, which is kind of unheard of. Due to, I think everyone else had to have at least 3 in over 100 starts. So you're looking at someone who, it's like you said, the game looks easier to him this year probably because of Henry, and probably because he worked with his receivers. I mean, he and Zay Flowers seem to be on a good, good rapport right now, and you can tell now that they even getting Andrews back in the mix. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like you seeing him being able to really use the whole field now and not just really be keying on one person. And with with him having a little more time because of their running game, and of
Mhm.
course his threat of running the ball, it's done a whole lot for his career. I mean, for this year anyway. So, like you said about Allen, though, I mean, I picked him first and Lamar second and Goff third, only because, like you said, Allen's done more with less, and I would say they've given him complete control of the offense. It's kind of like, even with Cook and Davis and Johnson giving him a decent running game,
Mhm.
and with Coleman and Shakur and now Cooper and Kincaid, like, they really still haven't gelled as far as a real
Mhm.
down the field passing game, but
Yeah.
it's like he's efficient. It's like,
Mhm.
if you remember Josh Allen when he first came in the league, that was his biggest thing. He wasn't efficient for anything, which
Yep.
goes back to the whole Anthony Richardson thing. But
Exactly.
as of now, you can see, like, he's gonna make the most out of his throws. It's not gonna be just a wasted throw. It's not gonna be, something like, I'm just seeing if the plays can happen. He's actually putting, time and effort into those plays. So that's why he'll be my MVP, because, like I said, I'm not gonna go off record this year, and I give all of them credit because they are in playoff contention and in contention to be home field advantage. But of course, in the AFC, they got Mahomes to deal with. But he's just like, Mahomes is just being Mahomes, so I'm not gonna really give him the credit that he's due, even though he probably should in a way. But as you like, for me, Allen has just done more, but Lamar really has the best statistics if you start looking at it. So it'll come down to the wire to me of how they really look going into the last half of the season.
All right. Well, Josh Allen might change my mind as the season continue to go, but I'm just hoping, like, I really want Lamar to win a Super Bowl, G.
Yeah,
Because I wanted Michael Vick to win one when he
yeah,
was doing his thing, but Lamar is like a much better version of Michael Vick was.
yeah. I get it.
Michael Vick, well, let me all around, Lamar is a much better player than Michael Vick was all around, because Lamar has progressed his passing so much.
Mhm.
Vic, he was always a pretty good passer. He was inaccurate, but he could slang it.
Yeah,
Vic, though, I will always say that. I will always say this. Even though Lamar is better all around, Vic still got him when it comes to running that football. I feel like Vic was much more elusive
he was
and
electrifying. Yeah,
yeah, man, yeah. But so with these last year playoff teams, based on the teams that made it to the playoffs last year, we're looking at this year, and kind of like at the halfway point, I would say, of the season. So based on the records that we have now, and mine's might really shock you, G. I
okay.
might really shock you. But the bad records that we got right now, who all the bad teams that we got, who you feel like could go on a run. And I just want to say this real quick, because I'm gonna give a team that doesn't have a bad record,
Okay.
but just based on what I saw yesterday, I'm talking about the Eagles.
Okay.
Like, G, they was up 23 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter
Mm-hmm.
against the Jaguars, that I believed at the time was 2-5, 2-6, something like that.
Yeah, 2-6.
And y'all let them come all the way back and basically make it scary. Get if it wasn't for that interception, because you remember, I had just wrote in the sleeper app, man, the Eagles better not lose this game. And as soon as I text that, G,
That's what they
Lawrence
picked.
threw a pick.
Yeah.
But I'm not speaking to the players at all. because I think with the right coaching they would be fine because they've shown you what they can do. But I think that they're winning in spite of Nick Sirianni, and I think that could down the line bite them as we come to this second half, because we all know the second half of this season is things gonna really get real. Like every game is gonna start to matter, and you're gonna have these teams trying to win. And Nick Sirianni had 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 failed 2-point conversions. Gee, why am I like, this is some Madden shit, G. When I'm beating your ass and when I score and I decide that, you know what, I'm finna go for a 2-point conversion. Just cause I'm up. I'm winning. I'm just finna play.
Yeah.
That's what that felt like.
Well, the 22 I did understand, because you gotta get you to 24. So either they gotta go 8, they gotta go 3 8-point, or they gotta get a field goal somewhere in between. So I understood that part of it. But yes, he does. I don't know if he's making those play calls, but he does make some bonehead coaching decisions. It's like, which can cost his team somewhere in the end. Now, I'll say this. They did have a misfortune because Barkley fumbled, which I didn't think was a fumble, which was returned for the touchdown.
Me either.
I mean,
I didn't think so.
I thought the man, grabbed him and he went down. So that's a misfortune. I mean, they did get fortunate in return because the guy dropped the interception that probably would have been a touchdown as well. So
yeah,
plays happen in between. But it's like you said, with the Eagles, their situation is dire because it seems like every time A.J. Brown get hurt, their offense then becomes stagnant. So then you're counting on Barkley and Devontae Smith because you don't have Goddard right now. So you're pretty much down to, you don't really have any pass catchers. So, yeah, I think he's going to have to coach smarter down the stretch because of what you just said. He makes some, like, childlike kind of decisions when it comes to coaching. Like you said, he's like a Madden player. He's like, oh, I'm up, so I'm going to keep going for 2. It's like, no, you don't have to go for 2. You just have to make the right call. It's like, even that fourth and 1 play they ran, and he was like, well, they stopped me this many times on the tush push, so I'm going to try some crazy play that's, going to the outside and rolling out, and I'm like, this is just dumb play call.
Dumb.
So I agree with you on that. So, but that's not the team I'm going to pick.
No. That's not the team.
But
I was going to say the Jets.
Yeah,
to actually answer the question, I was going to say the Jets. I think the Jets got a chance to turn it around down the end. I don't think they're going to get far, but if they do get in the playoffs, I think that they could at least win a game.
Yeah.
They got the talent, G, and that's basically what I'm looking at. Like, they got the talent, and it's just blowing me that they're at the position that they at. And every week, I think to myself, they finna turn around. This the game. Yeah. So we're gonna see though.
So who is the last place team who is the bad team that you feel like is gonna make?
That's who the Jets, because shit they the bad team. Yeah, I think the bad team is the Jets. Like that, who you think?
I mean, I didn't pick one of those. I did pick the Rams because I think that of all the teams, they probably have the best quarterback play and head coach combination. Because of course, I mean, and they're at like 500 or a little bit over 500. I think, matter of fact, I even think they're leading the division now after. The Cardinals still leading the division. So, but with them finally getting healthy and still having that kind of offensive firepower, I think they still can make some noise in the conference, at least to overtake some of the teams who probably just we don't really know what they really are yet, but they just have a good record. And as far as my bad team, I would say I'm gonna go with the Browns only because they're just in a bad situation. I mean, Winston won them that game against the Ravens, but that kind of this week and last week kind of defines Winston's whole career. He's 3 touchdowns to beat somebody, 3 interceptions to lose to somebody. So it's like I don't know. It's never gonna be consistent.
Yeah,
and so it's just
and he effed me because I bet that he would at least you know 250. You couldn't even give me 250. You just threw 3 something last week. The story of my life when he was with the Bucks.
Yeah.
That damn 30 for 30. I just knew he was finna get 250 G. I'm like, man, he finna be slanging this damn ball.
I thought so too.
Man, that shit blew me. But yeah, man, this season here, G, man, it's been, thank God that when Brady came to the Bucks, we didn't have to deal with no 2-6 year. It was rough losing that first game to the Saints, and when we lost to the Bears with that 4th down miss, all that shit, it was rough. But boy, we wasn't this bad. We wasn't this bad, boy. But whoo, man, what we been waiting for. The Bucks and the Chiefs play tonight. Oh man, as y'all can see, I got on all my Bucks attire. I got on my Bucks hat. I got on my custom Bucks jersey. And I got on my Bucks chain because I'm hoping, because I told G this last week, I feel like the Bucks can be the one that knocked the dang on Kansas City Chiefs off, getting them from being undefeated. But because I'm not a Cowboy fan, I'm objective. Okay? So this is what I really truly think. I don't think Kansas City is going to blow us out. I don't think that we're going to go over there and lay down either. Like my team, I already see it, man. We got a fight in us, even after we lost Godwin and Chris and Mike Evans. The only thing is I know we don't have enough firepower to stick with Mahomes. Even though he don't have a lot of firepower on his side, but we don't have the weapons. So it's not a lot we could really do on the offensive side. So it's really gonna be up to our defense to contain Patrick Mahomes, keep him in the pocket, and to not allow those explosive plays. And because our front four, our defensive line is one of the best, but pass defense is absolutely garbage, and our run defense is not what it used to be. So we have to get the Mahomes like quick. But I say all that to say we probably gonna lose by at least 10 points. I think it'll probably be something like 24-14, something like that. I think we can get 2 touchdowns, but like I said, we just don't have nothing on offense, man, to be able to really compete. Like they surprised me not last week. Was it last week? It was either last week or the week before that. They really surprised me that they was able to, do something. But in Bucky, I'm gonna say this right now. Bucky Irving, he's gonna be one of the best running backs in the NFL one day. I'm dead serious about that. Like no joke. He's gonna be one of the best running backs in the league one day.
Yeah, with that. I mean, he runs the ball. He ran the ball like that in college, so I give him that.
I ain't know him in college.
Yeah, I know. You don't watch college football, but
yeah, I don't watch.
He's an Oregon product.
I heard. Mm-hmm. So I had to go look at some of them highlights.
Of course. So I need a Mahomes 4 or 5 touchdown game to win one of my fantasy leagues, but I know that ain't gonna happen because he hadn't done that in who knows how long. But he is playing the right defense since y'all just got let Kirk Cousins do it to y'all twice.
Exactly.
This year. Exactly. Lamar did it on Monday night, so it'll be nice to get one of those. But I'm with you. I don't think it's gonna be one of those high scoring games. I think Baker's probably gonna put in the kind of effort that he did that Monday night and last week, where he's gonna put up a good effort. But you have to give Kansas City credit because their defense has been pretty good at holding teams down. I mean, they are kind of iffy against the pass to the tight end, so I think Otten should have pretty much a nice night statistically. But I went low score with you, like 27. I think that, it's just going to be one of those where Kansas City just trying to kind of run the clock out to the end, and, the Bucs might score a couple of maybe touchdowns here and there to keep it close. But about 10 points is probably the outcome.
I'm a damn sure be talking my shit in there. At least until I'm gonna try to stay up. Hopefully I can stay up for the whole game. This time changed, boy. Yesterday I fell asleep early as hell.
I know what you're saying.
Dang, I mean, I was like, damn, I'm sleepy. It's only 6 o'clock.
I know,
man.
It's dark outside now. It's like, man, this is crazy.
Listen, I don't like it. I don't like it because it make me not want to do nothing. It make me, as soon as I want to get home,
just fall in the bed.
Yep. Hey, but so before we end this, y'all, the presidential election is Tuesday, tomorrow. Yep. I think it ends tomorrow, right?
Yep, tomorrow the last day to vote. So all y'all people go vote if that's your choice.
Make sure you vote. Make sure you vote. What you think about all of everything that's been going on, though?
I'm to be honest, I'm just be glad when all this is over with because I get tired of those election ads. I get tired of all of the texts and calls I've been getting from political stuff. Like I even had Young Jesus send me a text message talking about, we trying to do this, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
What?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I got Young Jesus sending me a text message about voting. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Wow, G. Wow.
I mean, to be honest, I just want, like I said, I just want this to be over.
Me too.
I'm not particularly fond of either candidate.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, think that was solid. But I think each person should vote for the person that they believe in, and hopefully that person does something to better their lives.
Man, I ain't too fond about now one of them.
Yeah, I'm not either. And I mean, I have my reasons for both, but I'll just say my prediction, just like it's a football game, is I think Trump is going to win. I think that he won't win the popular vote, but I think he has enough electoral votes where the Democrats didn't really add many new voters in those areas that they're trying to, that are key swing states for them. So I think that's where they're pretty much going to lose, is losing those states that they felt they needed to gain more voters, and they probably just won't get the turnout that they need to win those swing votes. Yeah.
You know what though? I thought about that too, G. I was sitting here thinking like, man, Trump ass finna win. Yeah. And it wasn't because, like, I'm gonna say I started seeing Cardi B, who else she done had. It's like, bro, what is, like,
a who's who?
Beyonce?
Superstar.
I say, yeah, it's a wrap.
That's why I said with Young Jesus sending me a text message, you know who we sent it for.
I say it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And you know what I told you, G.
Yeah.
Like, bro, don't come to me when you need me, bro.
Condescend to me, yo.
Yeah, like, man.
But the sad part about that is, and I say this, I mean, it's for both of them really in a way, but they use celebrities to kind of appease to you, whereas I would much rather you put someone who's in the political field or educated in politics to come to me and try to persuade me to vote. Right. Because I don't think none of those people have any life close to mine. So when you say, yeah, go vote for me because I'm a celebrity, it's like, I'm not a celebrity, so I don't really care. So, I mean, it might appease to the younger generation because they kind of follow TikTok and social media and all that stuff. But for me, none of that matters because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make sure I can buy groceries, keep my lights on, and put gas in my car. So who's ever going to give me the best opportunity to do that and to keep my family above water, That's how I plan on voting. I don't vote based on my, whether you look like me or whether you tell me that, I'm gonna get you this new whatever. I mean, show me what you. I mean, give me somebody who's gonna be able to talk politics to me in a way that I'm gonna understand, and not because they up there giving me a comedy show or giving me a concert at your rallies and stuff. That's not gonna get me.
And what blow me though too, I can't ask none of their ass no questions about nothing, none of your policies, because they don't know.
They
don't know.
They have no clue.
And I damn sure, and what really be blowing me like is when these politicians or these people like, and I think that's the real disconnect, G. These people that be running or the people that be trying to speak up, bro, you don't fucking live the life that I live.
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, you don't give a damn what milk costs. You don't give a damn what gas costs. Mm-hmm. You don't care, because you know why? Because when you go buy shit, you just buy it. You don't think about the motherfucking price. Mm-hmm. It's a select few of rich people who really are conscious enough or cognizant enough to understand what people really go through because they stay connected to it in some way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It's like I said, to me, I'm just gonna be glad when it's over.
Me too.
Whoever win, because I don't feel like it's gonna impact me as much as they're trying to threaten you that it's gonna impact you. So whoever it is, I don't think that tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and we're gonna be in like they say, trying to say internment camps for Project 2025 and stuff like that, and I don't see like this big drastic change that the Democrats are gonna give if Kamala wins. So, like I said, for me, I'm gonna live my life as today, and I hope everybody who use your voice, go out and vote, and I hope that the person that you selected gives you a better opportunity in life, because that's all you can ask for.
May the best man win.
Yep.
That's all. I'll be glad as hell when this shit over. Listen, matter of fact, I was looking at before we ended, I was looking at my voting shit. I forgot why I had to look it up. Mm-hmm. But it told me, it said my voting record was poor. That mean my ass don't be voting.
You ain't voted worth a damn then.
Gee, man, listen. Man, look, I feel like politics is bullshit. Yeah. So it's bullshit to me. I don't know. It's just bullshit.
It's a tool of division to me in a way, and it's a tool of control. It's like,
because if we for the people, why we got all these different parties?
Yeah, exactly.
We supposed to be trying to get to the same common goal, G.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I know it's different avenues, but if we really for the people, them motherfuckers ain't for the people, bro. But anyway, I'm gonna end it there. I appreciate you, G, as always. Thank you so much for putting these topics together again for me. I'm gonna be hollering at you, so stay by your phone, because I'm gonna be talking shit the whole time the game on, at least while I'm up. But everybody else that's out there, man, as always, we appreciate y'all for liking, for commenting, subscribing. I just hit 200 subscribers, as a matter of fact. I know that's not a lot, but it's a lot to me. So I'm gonna clap for that. So I appreciate all of y'all for subscribing. And just make sure, man, y'all keep it coming, man. Keep telling us, keep talking y'all shit, because we appreciate it. Even though some of y'all be trolling, but we'll take the engagement.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all have a good night, man. Until next time.
Things ain't what it seem. They tell me don't get caught up dreaming. Live inside reality, bro. Go and chase your dream. Been